It's a perfect sunny day. Everyone together. Color the blue sky.
Hello, my friends. If you remember correctly, back on the 1st of the month when I introduced our new Banners for All set, I showed you this wonderful card that had a lot of kind of elements on it, and I said that I would share them with you because they're kind of fun. And so I wanted to share some of the things with you about this card. Back history a little bit. About 100 years ago, actually more like 7 years ago, 2003, I used to travel and teach for a company called Jewelcraft, as well as a company called Artistic Wire. And so I do a lot with wire, or I used to do a lot with wire, and I'm going to start incorporating that more into some of my cards. So I hung these banners with some wire. It was 24 gauge silver wire, non-tarnished silver wire, so this is the good stuff. And just so you know, the higher the number of the gauge of wire, the thinner the wire. So if you get a 30 gauge wire, ooh, that's very, very hair thin. If you get like a 20 gauge wire, that's thicker. So just to give you an idea, the higher the number, the thinner the wire. So this is 24. I like to use 22 or 24. 24 is probably the most popular for me. And then I added these cute little beads. If you can see in there, there's actually 7 beads in between each one. But some of the beads kind of go behind the banners, which is okay. I just really wanted you to always see the black bead, so that's why that one's in the middle. And they look like seed beads. You can use seed beads. These were actually beads that I had back from when I worked with Jewelcraft, and they're kind of like a little step above the seed beads because they're perfectly these are perfectly round. They're perfectly made. They're not seed beads. Sometimes can be kind of like you know, not perfect. And these are perfect. They did cost a little bit more. I'm sure the Jewelcraft's still around, and you know, there's a hair in there, sorry. But you'll see that these are just beautiful beads that are just kind of luscious. So I wanted to use those. And so I wanted to show you a couple little quick tricks about this card because it is kind of fun. And I wanted to show them to you. Let's see. So I kind of started a little bit here. I've already attached my wire to this one brad here. And I've strung all my beads in their pattern on the wire. Now you might go, oh, Stephanie, that's way too tedious. I would never do that. Oh, it's easy. It's easy. Let me show you. First, one trick. These are the oldest scissors I have. And you can use them to cut wire. When you cut wire, always hold both pieces of wire because you don't want it to fly and hit somebody in the eyeball. Normally, I'd use wire cutters, but I couldn't find them. So, old scissors. Don't use good scissors. Okay. And so when you're going to do beading, you always want to have your beads in a little dish. And always make sure your other end is securely fastened somewhere. Normally, I would do beading directly on the tube because that way they're not going to fall off this. But because I already knew how much I needed, and never ever cut your wire till you're done off the spool because you'll never, sometimes you won't have enough. So that's another trick. Normally I wouldn't have done it this way, but for this purpose. And if you're going to do beading, what you're going to do is you're going to straighten the wire out a little bit, and the heat from your fingers will warm up the wire and get it nice and smooth. Or you can get tricky and buy what I call the wire eraser because it straightens out the wire, and it's probably hard to see because it's moving. But you can see I'm just wringing it around, see? And see how straight it gets? Now watch, I can crinkle that up, get it nice and wrinkly, and I can take it. It's easier if it's on the spool to do this. But just by wringing it through a couple times, it's like brand new wire. So never throw your wire away. Just get a wire eraser and look, perfect, boom. So when I'm beading, I just tip it up just a little tiny bit, and then you just dip it into your little cup. And it's not hard at all. Sometimes you get more on there than you even want because it's just kind of easy to do. See, I got 2 on there right away. Boom. So, really easy. I'm going to take those off because I don't need those. And then what I did was, I got to turn it my way. I'm going to kind of measure where I want it. And I'm going to just kind of go, okay, that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to wrap it around this brad. Just like that. So now it's pretty secure, okay? And another fun thing, I curled the edges, and you don't need all these fancy tools, okay? I curled this wire around a pen, just a writing pen. But if you want to go crazy and get the fancy little pliers, you can. And you can simply wrap it around. And I'm just going to kind of go like this. It's going to look a little awkward just because I'm kind of doing this on the card, which is kind of funny. But like that. pull it just a little bit. And then again, I'm going to trim with my old scissors. Okay, so there I have that. Now to attach my little banners, it's kind of funny to attach them to wire and you don't really want to use glue or anything. I'm just going to use some mounting tabs. These are actually from ThermaWeb. Oh, funny quick story. This is 750 tabs, the wires from ThermaWeb. See that cute little girl on the cover? Does she look familiar? Does she kind of look like me? It's not me. It's my youngest daughter, Katie. So say hi, Katie. Hi, Katie. So can you imagine when I finish one of these, I have to throw it away? It's very difficult to throw them away. Okay, so I'm going to add my banner, and you always want to add the middle one first, because then you're going to put that in the center and work your way out. And so I'm going to add this tab half on the back, just like that. So it's going to hang up like that. Then what I'm going to do, and I'll turn it so you can see it, I have to figure out my beads really quick. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, okay. So this one's going to go right here. And I'm just going to do this one for you, but you'll get the idea. I'm going to lay it on there, and then I'm going to take this tab, and I'm simply just going to fold it over. So now I don't even see the tab. Isn't that awesome? I know. So now I can keep it up like this, or I can adhere it down like that. If I was going to mail it, I'd adhere it down, just so it's a little flatter. And then I'm going to add all my other ones. La, 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 la. Okay, I'm not going to do it now because... Now, one last quick tip. You'll see I added these little stars in the background. Now, you might say, Stephanie, why did you add those stars? Well, one, I don't like to use pattern paper because then people would email me and say, where'd you get that pattern paper? And I don't always remember. So I always make my own pattern paper. But the reason why I did it this time is because, I'll be honest with you, I was eating cookie dough and I got the bowl on the paper and it stained the cardstock, so I had to cover it with a stamp. So somewhere in here there was cookie dough stain, and I had to fix that, so I stamped over it. So just a little tip, if you're ever eating cookie dough while you're making your cards, just stamp over it, no problem. So there's my card, cute, 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 fun, fun, fun. So I want to see you add some wire and some beads to your cards, and let's start a revolution. Okay, are you ready? Get set, let's go. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Betcha we can make it so much better. The future's ours.